Your path to greatness begins long before the world ever notices you and long before anyone applauds your efforts. Because greatness never starts with noise. It always starts with quiet. Decisions made in the most private moments of your life when no one is watching and no one is cheering for you. Greatness begins in the moments when you tell yourself that you refuse to live an average life and you refuse to let fear decide your future. It begins when you choose growth instead of comfort and when you refuse to settle for less even when settling feels easier. Every person who ever achieved something extraordinary began exactly where you are, with doubt, with fear, with uncertainty, and with obstacles that seemed impossible to overcome, but they continued moving because greatness does not belong to the strongest or the luckiest. It belongs to the most consistent. It belongs to the person who wakes up every day and chooses to fight for the life they want, even when motivation is low, even when circumstances are unfair, and even when others expect them to fail. Your path to greatness will be uncomfortable because you cannot rise without pressure, you cannot expand without resistance, and you cannot transform without struggle. Pressure builds strength, resistance builds character, and struggle builds clarity. Every challenge you face is sharpening, you shaping, you stretching, you turning you into someone who is capable of carrying greater responsibility and greater success. So instead of asking why life is hard, ask what this phase is preparing you for, because everything is shaping you for a purpose much bigger than the pain you feel today. There will be days when you feel lost, days when the dream feels too far, days when you doubt your ability to keep going. But remember, greatness is not built in the absence of doubt. It is built in the presence of doubt and the refusal to let that doubt stop you. You do not need to know the full path. All you need is the courage to take the next step and the next step after that. Every step forward makes the path clearer, and every step forward builds confidence in the version of you that you are becoming. Greatness demands sacrifice. You will have to let go of habits that drain you. Let go of people who limit you. Let go of excuses that hold you back, and let go of the old identity that no longer fits the future you are building. It will feel lonely at times because few people choose the difficult road, but the path to greatness is rarely crowded because most people choose comfort over growth. You are choosing differently. That is why your future will look different. Your path to greatness requires discipline, the kind of discipline that makes you show up even when you are tired, even when progress is slow, even when results are invisible. Discipline is the bridge between desire and achievement. Anyone can want a great life, but only a few are willing to act like the person who deserves that life. You become great not by wishing, but by working, not by dreaming, but by doing. There will be moments when you look back and realize that the hardest chapters were actually the turning points. The failures that hurt you, the losses that broke you, the people who left you, the disappointments that crushed you. All of these moments were catalysts that forced you to dig deeper and rise higher. Nothing in your story is wasted. Not the pain, not the struggle, not the setbacks, because every part of your journey is building something inside you that success alone never could. Your path to greatness will test your patience because greatness takes time. Growth takes time. Transformation takes time. But every day of effort is compounding even when you cannot see it. Success grows quietly in the background until one day it appears loudly in front of everyone. Trust the slow growth Because slow growth creates strong roots, and strong roots create unshakable greatness. It is important to understand that your path to greatness is not about being better than others. It is about being better than the person you were yesterday. It is about proving to yourself that you can rise above your circumstances, rise above your excuses, rise above your fears, and rise above the limits you once believed about yourself. True greatness is internal before it ever becomes external. You do not need permission to start your journey. You do not need validation from anyone. You do not need perfect conditions. You only need the decision. A single decision to commit to your growth, your purpose, your future, your greatness. Make that decision today and watch how your life transforms. Greatness lives inside you as potential, but it becomes real when you act, when you commit, when you persist, and when you believe in a future that is powerful enough to pull you forward. Your path to greatness is not somewhere outside. It is unfolding within you every day through every choice you make. And someday you will look back on this exact moment, the moment you decided to rise, and you will realize that this was the day everything changed. This was the beginning of your transformation, the beginning of your confidence, the beginning of your strength, and the beginning of the life you always knew you were meant to live. Your path to greatness starts now. Not tomorrow, not someday, but right now. Because the greatest version of you is waiting on the other side of your courage.